Noida. I've been informed to cut it short my presentation as much as possible. So starting, okay. So directly coming to introduction of my research, that the topic of my paper is accelerating the growth of financial inclusion and credit at a proper time period and at a minimum possible rate. So, literature review has been done extensively, various reports, World Bank report, RBI reports we have studied. So, secondary data have been compiled there. I'll directly come to main objective of our study, that is the purpose of this paper. First, we have critically examined and analyzed the current scenario of financial inclusion in India. Secondly, up to what extent these initiatives have actually helped in boosting financial inclusion in India, we have showcased. Third, we have identified what are those barriers and hindrances which government and banks have actually faced in implementing these schemes and in its supervision. And last, we have provided some of the suggestions so as to promote financial inclusion initiatives in our nation. Next, research methodology we have used, that is exploratory in nature. We have explored various data sets and reports, piles of secondary data we have analyzed, and that was available from RBI database. So judgmental sampling we have done here. Again, findings and discussion, that is the major element of this paper. We have addressed each and every objective, those 4 objectives here one by one. First objective was to, what is the current scenario of financial inclusion initiatives? These are not all initiatives launched so far by government and banks, but yes, these are some of the major milestones of financial inclusion, in nation. Starting from year 1969 to year 2014, when Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana along with Atal Pension Yojana, Swayman scheme, all we have covered here in this table. Again, second objective was how these initiatives have helped in bringing more financially stable economy in nation. So, some tables have been prepared for this purpose. This table very clearly shows that what is financial inclusion growth as per location and as per census 2001 and 11. Very clearly evident from this table that rural sector showed 30% number of households were availing banking services as per census 2001, but it rose to directly to 54.44% as per census 2011, which is definitely showing a significant rise of 24% around, which comes around 2.4% per year. But yes, government and banks done a very bold achievement in boosting financial inclusion, but it is, yes, a stagnant growth. Going in in-depth investigation of this stagnant growth rate and what are the reasons behind, 2 main grassroots level causes we have found. One was poverty and second one was illiteracy. So these were some of the grassroots level causes of this stagnant growth. Next, these 2 tables are showing that what was financial inclusion in terms of number of public sector bank branches and number of scheduled commercial bank branches. And that also year on year table we have prepared, rural, semi-urban, urban, metropolitan based study we have done. It is evident from this table that this year 2014 especially in almost all the sectors are showing significant rise, and that is the same case in scheduled commercial bank branches as well. So we can very clearly say that 2014 was a year where many schemes, basically Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana when launched, so there was a significant rise in financial inclusion in our nation. Next, some on the same topic, that ATMs deployed by public sector banks and scheduled commercial banks during these last 5 years we have discussed here. Off-site ATMs and on-site ATMs in year 2014 was highest, but yes, different numbers. What is the change percentage rate year-wise we have shown here. Next objective was to find out what are those barriers or hindrances. What was we need to identify what are the barriers which government face not only into implementation of these schemes but also in supervising these schemes. So first barrier is fraud due to illiteracy. India has a literacy rate of 73%, with some states like Bihar, Jharkhand, Rajasthan of literacy rate ranges between 62% to 70%. So, count have underperformed. Reasons I have already quoted: poverty and illiteracy. But yes, one more reason is there, that exactly what type of product are being offered to that unbanked population. For example, RDs. These are more suitable to salaried income group people. What about those people's salary which is uncertain, seasonal and unplanned? So this is one of a barrier. Second is making accounts operational. In opening of Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan accounts, mainly public sector banks were responsible to ensure that every household should have a bank account. Now, as per RBI report which we have discussed, nearly 25 crore bank accounts have been opened in just 2 years of this initiative launch, which is a bold achievement. But it also needs to be considered that whether it is also the responsibility of PSBs only to ensure that these accounts are operational. Third barrier is money lenders' influence. Despite persistent efforts of formal financial initiatives, money lenders continue to account for nearly 30% of total banking business. It gives rise to an interesting question: do interest rate matters? And if it actually matters, then why people prefer to go to these money lenders rather than approaching banks? Is it simply because of ease of doing business with them, or some other reason is there? So this is one area which is required to be researched at ground level. Fourth objective was to provide some of the suggestions so that financial inclusion can be promoted. First is government should encourage digital transactions. In panel discussion, we have discussed a lot about this suggestion. Secondly, while existing initiatives in measuring financial inclusion are commendable, there is a need for greater focus on micro and distributional dimensions. And third, we need to change the focus of present IT system of banking from traditional model to new customer-centric business model. Next, some limitations of our study also have been compiled there, like truth behind these financial schemes are still concealed. We often connect financial illiteracy with the rural population, but this is not the truth. Urban population is still very less aware and unprepared of these financial inclusion initiatives and schemes. White collar employees also require assistance in filing their tax return. College going students also require assistance in check writing. So this is not just a connect with rural population, urban population also need to be taken care of. Next, I'll conclude my presentation here only, but I'll definitely comprehend this Thorat 2011 report which I have written here. It comprehends, according to McKinsey predictions, only 47% of Indian household saving is tapped so far. So still 53% of Indian household saving need to be explored and then tapped. So it suggests various banks operating in India are trying their level best in boosting liquidity in banking sector, but yes, there's a long way to go. Apart from this zero documentation, people are reluctant to approach bank, especially females and elderly. So their credit and deposit requirement need to be more tailored. So this study leaves a scope for researchers to explore the above arenas. Thank you so much.